Hi, what's going on, y'all? This be your boy Scotty, and I am back from Atlanta. I really got back like 2 hours ago, and as soon as I got back, I said, well, I know I gotta get a move on with these videos, because the medicine came on Friday, the housewives came on Sunday, so I gotta get them these two videos, gotta get these two videos out the way, then gotta get ready for Love and Hip Hop. Child, I'm so fucking tired. All I wanted to do was get here and go to sleep, but I knew I had to catch up on the video. So let's just get right on into the video. So let's talk about, and I got an ear infection. My ear is killing me right now. Okay, it's been killing me since last night. But I'm gonna get through these videos and let y'all hear my commentary. So we open up with Heavenly. She was doing Jewel's teeth, and if I'm not mistaken, didn't Jewel have a reality show a couple of years ago called Thicker Than Water? Something like that. I think that was the name of it. I'm not sure, but she looked familiar. But Heavenly told her about the incidents that happened in Barbados, about how she had this little game and had these marriage therapy questions, and how she asked all of the couples to answer a couple of questions, and it rubbed a couple of people the wrong way. So Jewel was like, well, you expected them to be all, what word am I looking for? You expected them to be vulnerable with you and give you all of this and all of that, but you wasn't even willing to do that your own self. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wasn't even trying to be vulnerable yourself, but you expected him to do that for you, and that's not really what it's supposed to be. If you expecting somebody else to be vulnerable, then you need to be vulnerable yourself about your own situations. But she feels like, well, my marital issues are very minor compared to them, and everybody always say that my marriage is perfect, and I think my marriage is perfect. But I always joke about that. But at this point, me and Daddy, we're in a good place. Just say that you're in a good place, because you do make your marriage out to be the best thing since sliced bread. You do, and that's why motherfuckers say the shit that they do say about you. You do make it sound like your marriage is the best thing since sliced bread. You act like Dr. Damon never does anything out of bounds. Like, you make it sound like this man is God, and he's not. And you perpetuate him like he's God, and he's not. So it's in your best interest to stop doing it, because you know how these girls operate. The sooner you have your marital issues, the sooner you'll be the topic of discussion, just like everybody else has been a topic of discussion for your ass. So stop trying to act like your shit perfect, because a lot of people on these reality shows always be looking down on everybody else and their marriages, and then the next thing you know, we find out that they marriage ain't about shit. Look at Gloria Govan and Matt Barnes. Gloria looked down on everybody else, talking about everybody jealous of her and what the fuck she got. And next thing you know, they got domestic violence. She out here fucking everybody. So your marriage obviously wasn't perfect. Or not even that. You got Kirk and Rashida. She's sitting up here throwing her marriages in K. Michelle's face, talking about, I got a husband, and the husband that I got, you will never have it. But then your husband out here fucking around with bitches in the damn cabin. Your husband got another baby on you. Like, stop. Women like that, they always get their karma back. They always get it back. So, Simone and Quad, they meet up and they want to talk about Barbados and the pointless argument that they had. Simone was like, well, I really wasn't trying to come for you when we was on that boat. I just wanted you to understand what we were saying. We felt like you are very sensitive when it comes down to certain situations. You are sensitive, Quad. And Quad was like, well, I don't feel like I'm sensitive. I feel like you guys can talk to me about anything you want to talk to me about. But it's just the way you guys come at me. But Quad, you say that they can talk to you about anything that they want to, but in hindsight and in all motherfucking reality, they really can't say what the fuck they want to say to you, because you will get offensive, and you will get defensive, and you will get in your feelings about it. That's why they say that they don't say certain things to you, because you are sensitive. But that's the part that they play in creating the monster that is Quadria Webb. They made that. Always accommodating you when you ain't accommodating nobody else. Worrying about you when you ain't worried about nobody else. Like, they did that, so they really ain't got nobody else to blame but they self for coddling and babying a grown-ass woman. That's their fault. So when they start talking about Quad's issues with Dr. G, Quad talking about, I've done everything. I've been writing stuff down. I've been going to therapy. Ain't nothing been going on. No, bitch. Stop trying to put everything on Dr. G, because it's not just him. It's you. He specifically asked you, what is it that you need for him to be a better husband to you, and you don't say anything. He wants you to tell him. You want to recite shit. You want to act like you on a damn Tyler Perry play, and it don't work like that. You cannot even be a real bitch about your shit. You got to be over the motherfucking top about everything. You can't never say what it is that you really need to say. You can't. You got to be so fucking extra when you ain't even got to be so goddamn extra. You really don't. It's unnecessary. You ain't got to do that. But you choose to do that. And that's why your marriage is where the fuck it is, because you ain't keeping it 100. What exactly do you need from Dr. G besides taking out the trash and doing the shit that men's supposed to do? Because it got to be way more than that. Or you just looking for a storyline that you exploiting your marriage and yourself for a motherfucking storyline. Because that's what it come off to me. And y'all know from the very beginning, I've been Team Quad from the very beginning. But this bitch is really rubbing me the wrong way all the way together. She rubbed me the wrong way and I don't like it. Point blank period. So Curtis moves back into the house with Jackie. But Jackie got one thing she want him to know. Motherfucker, you ain't sleeping in my bed. You've been sleeping with another bitch. You've been in another bitch bed. So you got a couple of I'm sorry's and a couple of words of I'm going to do better, baby, and all of this stuff. It's not going to be enough. He's going to have to work hard to get her trust to get back into her bed. So he going to have to sleep in the guest room until he get it all the way together. And that's fair. That's fair. I don't know why Curtis saying, oh, so this is what you're going to do. You're going to make me sleep down here. Yes, bitch, you sleeping down here. What else do you motherfucking expect? You're sleeping down here until you get it together all the way. Just because we had this moment in Barbados does not make everything okay. We're trying to work things out. And you cheating on me, you got to get my trust back. And that's just what it is. You got to get my trust back. You can't just think, you just don't think that you can do the little sweet shit you did in Barbados and think that you can automatically and all of a sudden get back in my motherfucking bed. You cannot do that. So, fuck that. So, it's time for Quad and Dr. G's marital group session. Now, this is the part where I got to go in on Dr. G. Now, listen. Bruh. I am Team Dr. G when it comes down to this whole marital issue thing, just because Quad really ain't saying what it is that she want from this man. She not saying it. So we as the viewers don't even know what the fuck she want from him. We don't know, because she ain't really vocalizing what she wants. However, he was being real childish at the motherfucking therapy session. Rolling all on the floor, foaming all at the mouth and all of that stuff. But Quad was being very cold in the whole situation as well. So, Dr. G had a bad moment during that therapy session. He did. He was being very childish. But Quad is like, she's being very cold and nasty to this man. And he's still desperately asking her what it is that she need from him. And she ain't saying shit. You know, it's like she don't want to be with him. She don't want to give him no child. She don't want to be with him. She don't want to compromise. She don't want to be. If this is something that you don't want, just say that this is something you don't want. If you're not sure about it, just say you're not sure about it. Because in my own situation, I haven't been sure about a lot of things and I vocalized that. So I'm at the point in my life where I am not sure as to what I want. Do I want this? Do I want that? Am I willing to do this? Am I willing to do that? I am now at a standstill. I don't know what it is that I want, and I vocalized it to the person that I needed to vocalize it to. Quad need to do the same thing. If she ain't sure about this marriage and giving him a child and giving him the life that he wants, then she need to say that. If she's willing to compromise for him, she need to say that. But she also need to vocalize what it is that she want. Because every time Dr. G acts out, she goes to crying and closing her eyes and being Angela Bassett and doing all, turning on the waterworks. This just ain't for me. I can't do it. Too much crying for me. So, so Dr. Contessa and Scott, they go into a movie theater, they have a conversation, and you know, Scott was like, well, you missed recital today, and that's when Dr. Contessa goes to her emotional rage. She's like, well, I feel like, I've been missing out on everything. I've sacrificed my life for medicine. And it's like I put medicine before my kids. And I never wanted to put anything before my kids. It's like my job comes before my kids. And I just feel like it's time for me to take a step down and just focus on my children. And I feel like we can live off your income to do the things that we need to do. We can be more organized with with only your income. But I really need to be with my kids. I don't want to miss another moment with my kids. I already missed moments with my mom, my dad. When they passed away, I've missed a lot of things because of medicine. And there were a lot of things that was more important than my kids. And I never wanted to be their mother. So I just want to get that together. So, they both agreed that she'll quit her job, put in her 2 weeks notice, and he'll take care of the house. That's what he here for, and he was all for it. You know what I'm saying? So, I do understand that. So, Heavenly wants to make everything right for the things that she messed up at the, in Barbados. So, they get their DNA test, they find out, their ancestry and everything like that. So, after they have fun with that, we go into Toya and how she wanted to address Quad about Quad and Heavenly. She addressed Heavenly and she said that she's a type of person that is quick to let things go and she just want to make things right with Heavenly and she's over it. So then she goes to Quad and she was saying something about when her and Quad was having a conversation about Quad's job for BCBG and how they're going into bankruptcy. Then Quad turned around and she threw her taxes, issues in her face. And so, it's like Quad really didn't want to own up to the fact that she made fun of her taxes. Like, I do understand that, okay, you got a job with BCBG, but bitch, if they are going into bankruptcy, then they just going into bankruptcy. That's not a point for you. I don't feel like Toya was really trying to take a dig at your job. All she said was, aren't they going into bankruptcy? That's a serious question because shit, I didn't know they was going into fucking bankruptcy. So if they was, can you please let me know if they was? Because I didn't fucking know my damn self. But that's besides the point for me. I just feel like Quad is full of shit. Because at the end of the day, that girl didn't mean nothing by that. Just because she said something about BCBG possibly going into bankruptcy did not mean that you got to throw in something very personal to her. Her taxes. You knew that she was going through her taxes situation and you want to throw that in her motherfucking face. You know how hard it's been. And Toya felt like the one person that had my back and did everything for me last year when I was going through my tax situation. I feel like that shit was all fake now that you threw it back in my face. And I don't like that. So it's like, that's, she was like, well, how do you proceed then? How do you want to proceed with the situation? And, Toya was like, well, I just want to toast to you doing some fraud shit. And so she was like, well, we would never speak again. Quad, that was fake, honestly. If you already know how sensitive that tax thing is with Toya, why would you bring that up just because she said something about a company that you work for? Like, I don't feel like that was a dig. Maybe that's just me because I don't take much personal, but I do feel like she didn't mean nothing by that. And you should know Toya by now to know that a lot of the time she say shit and she about didn't mean it to come off the way that it probably did. But, I mean, if they're going into bankruptcy, why throw up her taxes? She's not filing for bankruptcy. The people that you're working for are. So why would you bring that up? That's fucked up. So then when they get into the argument, Eugene go off and say, fellas, can we go somewhere else? Because Dr. Damon got up first. So he was like, fellas, can we go somewhere else? Because every time you women get together, y'all act like a bunch of niggas. That's what y'all act like. Y'all act like a bunch of damn rabid dogs trying to get at each other. So now everybody all up in their feelings because he used the word niggas. Y'all can really get over it because at the end of the day, y'all do act like that. Y'all supposed to be up here. Y'all supposed to be professional women. Like when this show first started, it was all about etiquette rules and this and that. And we're not supposed to act this way because we're doctors' wives and we're doctors and we're all of this. But then all y'all ever do is show that y'all can get just as ratchet as a Jessica Dime, as a Tara, as a damn Tahiri, as a damn Johnny Blaze. That who I met over the weekend. You can get just as ratchet as them. So by y'all being doctors and doctors' wives, y'all ain't no better than everybody else. Y'all do act like a bunch of niggas every time y'all go somewhere. I mean, that may not be appropriate. It may not be politically correct, but he was right. Y'all do act like that. So why y'all all up in y'all feelings and heavily want to get mad and call him a bitch and go all and on and on and on about it heavily, and on top of that, you getting offended because you the main one who act like a nigga. You the main one who think everything that you got going on is perfect when you are a nigga yourself. You act like one more than any of them. So I just wasn't here for that. Like, I got exactly what he was saying. That's how y'all act. So what the fuck y'all mad with him for? Y'all do act like that. But he the bad guy because he said that. Bitch, bye. And heavily want to leave talking about, I'm just not going to stay because this conversation going to go somewhere else. Prime example. You the main one who act like that. But that's probably why you mad anyway, bitch. But then, the guys told him to apologize, and he came back and he apologized, and Simone want to create another issue. The man apologized for saying that word. Get over it. He apologized. It ain't like he lied, but apologized. He apologized to you. It's nothing else to say. He apologized. Get over it. He apologized. And Contessa got on my nerves too, like, out of all words to use, you're going to use that word. Well, if he called y'all a bunch of dumb bitches, then y'all would have more to say. So get over it. Y'all do act like that though. Like every time y'all get together, y'all got to hold each other back. Y'all get all up in each other's face and calling each other names and shit. Y'all do that every time y'all go somewhere. And niggas, and not niggas, and dudes don't like that. And me being a guy, I hate being around a bunch of negative people, a bunch of negative energy. If I'm being around a group of friends, I want to have fun. I don't want to be in the midst of a bunch of negative ass tension and energy and shit like that. I don't want to be around people like that. And that's why certain people aren't in my space, because they are negative. And all they want to do is, I can't, and that's why I've always said I don't really like to hang around a lot of gay guys. And people get mad with me for saying it, but I don't get along with too many gays, and I made a video about that a couple of years ago, that I don't get along with too many gays, because a lot of the gays that I've come across, every time you come around, they want to be shady, they want to be catty, they want to, talk about you, they want to size you up, and they want to be extra negative. I don't like that shit. So, me personally, I'd rather be around people who like to have fun, who love music, who like to laugh, who like to trip out. That's the type of shit I want to be around. I don't want to be around a bunch of uptight savages that want to be messy all the time. It's draining, honestly. It really is. Nobody wants to be around it. And I get why the dudes always separate themselves. That's why as I've gotten older, when I was young, all I did was hang around a bunch of bitches all the time. I was always that token gay boy hanging around the bitches all the time. But as I got older, I got me a group of guy friends, gay and straight, and I'd rather hang out with them than hang around the girls, because the girls are catty. I can't stand being around a bunch of bitches all the time. It's just so much cattiness. I hate the catty shit. But other than that, this is my review on Married to Medicine. Let me go and watch The Real Housewives of Atlanta and do my review on that, and then I'm gonna go lay down until Love and Hip Hop come on. And I'm out of here, you guys. Peace.